Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sessions with Kat. Hi. It's been like 3 months, but in my defense, one, I did a giveaway and the person who won never responded. So I have this deck sitting here. So I might do another giveaway for it. I don't need to. Um, Two, my stand broke. Like from my phone, like to record, it broke. And so I was without a stand for a while. And then I remembered, like, oh my God, I need to record. So here we are. Also, three, you might hear background noise because I have my patio door open, balcony door open. I'm upstairs, so and it's not hot as Hades outside today. It's actually breezy, so you might hear the blinds flapping or whatever, and you might hear outside noise. I apologize in advance. I will do my best to speak as loud as I can or feel comfortable with. So bear with me, and I got this mic as close as I can possibly get it to my mouth without it sounding muffled. So again, bear with me, but I want the air to flow through. I want to cleanse the space. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. But we're back with another walkthrough. Um, this time we're doing the We Moon Tarot. I've had this deck for months. And I have been wanting to record it, but I wanted to do the other one first. So I did that one first, and now we're on to this one. And now that I have a better stand, I can get back on a better schedule with recording. So, yay. Yay, yay, yay. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys are doing well, you're feeling well, you're just well all the way around, right? So, let's get into it, shall we? I guess the updates, right? The event has passed, and I shared the major updates on my podcast. So I will put a link in the description for you to go find it. It is on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, um, Pandora, iHeart. It's all over. So, and I even have it on my Patreon. So there'll be links to where I get notifications for podcasts. So it'll probably be like Apple Podcasts, but um, it is on Spotify and all that if you use those. So um, that's where the major updates are. If you're going to listen to today's podcast, be forewarned, it is like over an hour long, like an hour and 15 minutes. Don't judge me, but I told y'all we was going to touch on we was going to touch on heavy topics, and it's a heavy topic for me. And I wanted to start it out that way so that everyone feels comfortable that way. So please go listen to it, share it, or whatever. Um, I'd be grateful, and I greatly appreciate those who do listen to the podcast and those who do comment or send me little messages or whatnot. I greatly appreciate that. I love interacting with you guys, so I don't have a problem with that. So let's get into it. Um, what Spirit wants me to talk about today is in that book. Thing is every time I open that book, Spirit want me to write shit down, and I'm trying to go through a deck today, okay, and just talk. So I'm hoping that when I open it to find the topic that they told me I'm supposed to talk about, they won't be like, "Hey, write this down. Hey, write this down," and then this turn out to y'all be watching me write shit down. Um, and I'm trying to, introduce you guys to some um, different decks, different art, and have our little chit chat. So make sure you got you something to drink. I got my water over here. It's in my peep cup. Um, and if you don't believe me, it is literally a peeps cup. Okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. The podcast is on my mama. I'm, I'm horrible, y'all. Don't judge me. um, but yeah, so I'm gonna open that book real quick. This is the deck. I bought this, just so you guys know, I bought this straight from the We Moon website. Okay, that was intentional, much like how I buy most of my decks. I'm not let me order it on Amazon, girly. It's let me go to whoever printed it and order it if I can, right? Like indie decks, I like to purchase straight from the artist. Um, and like US Games, I will go to US Games website. Same with Hay House or anything else like that. Or I like to purchase at an actual shop, metaphysical shop or spiritual shop. Um, just because, you keep your local economy going, and it's just a really great way to support. And also like to make sure that my decks are real. So a lot of times that's the main reason is that I'm ordering where I know that I'm not getting this a knockoff or something like that. So I did order this straight from their website. And the images are from 40 years of their artwork and their planners. So you probably know the We Moon is Way Moon, We Moon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. More so with their planners. So that's where we're going with that. So let me see if I can quickly find what Spirit wanted me to touch on, and without having to write something down, because Spirit be hating me. Um, okay, I found it, even though Spirit started talking. I mustn't write this down. No, I ain't on the right page to write it down, Spirit. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So here's the quote that we're gonna base this off of. So when you're ready, you can pause, you can write it down, you can rewind, whatever you got to do. But this is the kind of the meat and potatoes of today's chit chat, if you will. Everyone has their moment to be alone, but not every solitude feels lonely. Some are just quiet conversations we finally have with ourselves and with the divine. I hope y'all got all that. I'm not opening that book again before they get on me. We not doing that. We not doing that. Like I said, I've had this book for a while, so I've already smelled like this deck. So I've already smelled the book, but the book is in color. It's pretty fucking awesome. It is. Have I used it? No. I just like when books are in color. Don't judge me. Did I smell it? Yes, quite a few times. It's something about books, paper, whatever. But it's pretty meaty for what it is. And I hope you guys can see okay. These are like the extra cards that kind of came. So there's a blank one. And I took this as a blank slate kind of card. So if I'm doing a reading on myself, this will be like a self card of what am I trying to build? What am I trying to um, create or gain or whatever? And the energies around it is what I'm paddling into this space. So that's what I use this for. And then this is just more of an informational card about like their date book, their greeting cards, which I purchased those, um, things like that. So that's what that is. Now let's get into the deck. This deck is still in order. So for those of you who like for me to go in order of the cards, it's still in order. Okay. I did that on purpose, but this is the back. Now you will notice as you move through suits, it does flip. So this is one suit, this is another. You can like clearly see the difference. It's just turned. It's like a wheel, right? And the copyright is down here versus up there. So you will notice that on the backings of the cards. That doesn't bother me, but that may bother you. You've been warned. Um, so let's get into it. I'm speaking on this uh, mainly because of like the readings and stuff I did at the event last week, and then just a couple of clients that I had during the week. And loneliness was a really big topic, and trying to figure out where that loneliness stems from is is a big thing for people. It really is. And sometimes it's not so much about the fact that you're lonely. You just might be needing to have that conversation between you, your guides, yourself, your inner child, whoever or whatnot. Um, and sometimes you're lonely for connection, not necessarily physical connection, which some of y'all be wanting physical. Loneliness doesn't always equal physical, right? Uh, but you might be craving connection with other like-minded people, right? The collective. So it's just really figuring out what you are feeling, what's actually going on within you that loneliness springs up, right? Sometimes we're lonely because we done created a habit of constantly having our space filled with bullshit. I said what I said. And when your space is no longer filled with that, guess what? You're gonna feel lonely because you don't have the thing that you're used to. You don't have that bullshit just smothering you, right? And so a lot of times people get lonely for what was, right? So kind of keep that in mind. So number one, get to the root of where that loneliness stems from. That to me, that is key. That will always be key. Is getting to the root of where it stems from. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, that's just fear-based." And it's not fear. Loneliness is it's an experience. It's not just fear. It's this is you. This is what you're feeling, right? Um, so it's just a matter of what do you need in that moment, and is it healthy? Because that's the next question. Is it healthy? Is it worth the energy you will be dispensing? If it is not, you cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. When I say is it worth it, what I mean is it going to build you up or is it breaking you down so that you feel even worse than what you already feel? That's what you got to be mindful of who you allow, wisdom, love it, who you're allowing into that space when you're feeling lonely, right? Also, even deeper, is it your inner child or inner teenager that's lonely? Right? Is there some work to be done there? It's not always work to be done, but sometimes there is, right? Sometimes there is. So keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. Furthermore, where is the divine inside of that loneliness? And I know y'all probably like, here she go. I know, right? I love it. Um, but real talk. I have had some really scary, lonely nights, right? Regardless if someone was next to me or not, I've had some lonely nights. And I don't run for my phone. I don't reach for my phone. Most people will because you're trying to get a dopamine hit to calm you down or something. I don't reach for my phone because that phone's not going to cure this what I'm feeling. I reach for the divine. I will call out whichever name hits my tongue first. That's the name I call out, and then I'll continue calling out different deities or spirits. Sorry, not spirit. My spirit guides, yes. Archangels, things of that nature. I will continue to call them out until I feel the space is filled up with their wisdom, and then I'll sit in it. I will sit in it. Now, does it always put me back to sleep? No, because a lot of times it leaves me up craving creation to begin something new. Sometimes they'll be like, no, rest, child, and then I'll go back to sleep. Just depends. But in my moments of loneliness, I'm gonna call in the divine because I don't want nobody's dusty ass kid bothering me. That's just real talk. That's just real talk. I don't want nobody's dusty ass bum of a child bothering me when I'm already in a space where I feel low. Sometimes being alone, that's that's the universe saying, hey, you need time and space by yourself to collect your thoughts. And I think that that's an okay space to be in. For some people, it's scary, and I get that, especially when you're used to filling your space with mindless bullshit, right? It's very easy to want to continue to fill it with things. And sometimes it's hard to change from what you filled it with before to something healthier because what you filled it with before was a little bit more interactive than what some of the healthier stuff is. And if you were wondering, that is the card on top of the box. Um, Sometimes it's like that. So it's just a matter of getting to the root cause of it. That's one. Deciphering one, can you replace whatever you're craving with something healthier for you, right? This is not always food, right? But sometimes loneliness drives us to eat, right? And we end up binging because we're just trying to feel better. But loneliness doesn't always have to hurt. Loneliness doesn't have to be as painful as we like to make it out to be. I think that's more of a human thing that we've put on it. I don't think loneliness is meant to drive us insane. Somebody's car is really loud, FYI, so I'm trying to talk more into this mic, but um, I don't think loneliness was meant to drive us insane because there are times where, like when you're meditating, you need to be alone, right? But if you're meditating while feeling lonely, you're going to fill your cup with light, love, whatever you want to call it. You're filling it with something healthy, right? Most of us, when we feel lonely, TV, society, TikTok, all that says, hey, fill it with this, right? And then one is unable to focus then, right? Because, I mean, think about it. If you're looking at reels and TikToks all day, your capacity to focus has been limited, right? So 7 seconds, 14, 15 seconds. Some of them is only a minute, right? Some of them a minute and a half. But that's all they get. So for some people, the loneliness is just the inability to focus and be able to see something through, right? Which is crazy because there are people out there who say, "Oh, I can't read a book because I can't focus long enough." I'm like, "You're holding it. What? You can't just fucking look." You know what? Everybody different. I can't judge. I can't judge, but I can. So, but keep that in mind. I want you all to keep that in mind that loneliness is not always you need to reach out and touch somebody, or you need to reach out and connect with another person. It might be your team saying, hey, can you come talk to us? And it's your team letting you know they're lonely. They're not getting enough attention from you because you over here giving your energy to something that ain't healthy for you, or you're missing the point and they're trying to bring you back so that you don't have to repeat a lesson, right? That's one of the reasons we love our team. And I'm sorry, y'all, that my hands keep disappearing. I talk with my hand. I'm trying to talk with my hands here, and then I just feel like that's kind of distracting. So I'm trying to be mindful and just like pull my hands back so I'm not throwing y'all off. But that's real talk, though, right? This is like my favorite card. I don't know why, but I just love the energy of, and it's called spontaneous combustion. I'm fucking done. That's probably why. Because but if you a Leo, you know you go from zero to spontaneous combustion flat. Like, it's great. But keep that in mind, right? And sometimes loneliness is having a collective of your own, a community of your own. It's not always, you know, oh, you need to be by yourself while you're lonely, or you need to get over that loneliness before you decide to be with somebody else. It's not that. It's not that. I love how diverse this deck is. I don't know if y'all noticed that. But it's not that. It's like when I tell people, I'm like, you can love from where you are. You don't have to hold off on finding love or being in love until you heal yourself or whatever bullshit. You can love from where you are. Just understand it. The more healing you do, the more love you open up to. It's really just that, right? Keep that in mind. It's the same way with loneliness. You can go and hang out with somebody if you're lonely. That's fine. But they can only meet you from where you are, right? And if you want to wallow in your loneliness, I'm going to say don't bother people. I said it. I said it. Don't bother people. You go on and sit with the divine. You go on and sit with your spirit team until you no longer want to wallow in it. Because a lot of people don't want to watch you wallow. They want to see you come up out of that space. Because some people are lonely for attention, and they'll stay in that space because it garners attention. I'm not calling you a bad person if that's you. Okay? I'm saying that sometimes people need attention and they're lonely for that. It's not a bad thing. It's just, is it a good thing though? Right? Can you work on that? Can you heal from that? Can you be better from that? Yes. I believe all of us can. And all of us are lonely for attention from time to time. All of us. It's just a matter of what type of attention you're seeking. So let's just make sure it's healthy, right? And not anything like crazy. Okay, this suit of fire, y'all. I forget how much this deck was, but it wasn't exactly cheap. And by cheap, I mean, y'all remember when decks cost less than $30? um, this was because I bought like 2 decks at one time. I feel like this was like a $50 deck, and the other one I purchased was like 40. Not from the same place, but I don't know. Y'all can look it up. I believe they still are selling them. Um, but this fire suit it is everything, and I'm here for it. Now, isn't this little girl so cute? Or boy, I'm gonna say girl. Isn't this little girl so cute? I mean, just look at her. Look at all the look at her. And she's just so cute. But anyway, we're supposed to be talking about loneliness and whatnot. But it kind of it's all connected. All of this is connected, right? The whole journey is one big one big circle, one big wheel, right? And it's a matter of, you know, what elements you need to play um, in order to heal, in order to grow. That's another thing too, like with the loneliness thing. Look at, like, if y'all real big into natal charts and all that stuff. Look at your Venus. Look at your Venus. When you know what your Venus is, then you can know better how to fill that loneliness void. You can know better. It won't give you complete answers, but it'll give you some answers. You can also look at your rising sign or your moon, more so your rising, but you can also look at your moon sign to figure out what you need. Look at the element of that zodiac, particular zodiac. Look at what house is sitting in, right? And what goes on with that house. Pay attention to all of that so that you can kind of help yourself get out of that funk. Now, I use mostly the Vedic chart. So the Vedic chart is a little bit more focused on like the entire life path, like the, well, not, yeah, kind of the entire life path, and what you might be experiencing, what you did experience in previous lifetimes, what you may have brought in, and that kind of thing. But Western zodiac works just as well, so use that if that's what you got at your fingertips. Oh, look. Y'all just as weird as me when you see an animal on a card you want to pet it. I'm sorry. I'm listen. I'm weird, but y'all love me. But like, it can't just be me. It can't just be me. When you see a little animal, you just like, oh, look it. I know I'm weird. Don't judge me. That's why y'all here. Y'all here because I'm weird. And when I tell people y'all need Jesus, it's probably me who needs Jesus. Now, I ain't gonna sit up here and tell y'all, that you can cure loneliness in one sitting. You can't. Sometimes that loneliness lingers. And it's just a matter of what needs to happen in that loneliness or what's going on around you that's causing that loneliness. And then being able to get to the root of it, love yourself through the loneliness, and finding your way back to a very even pace. I mean, there are days where I've been lonely, and a lot of that had to do with me really reconnecting with my whole team because I had been off kilter, um, and I was lonely for that connection. Was I lonely for human connection? Nope. I don't run for that first. I don't run for human connection first, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that um, I never really got that as a child, like from like my mother, like my dad, love my daddy or whatever, but like I was I was the introverted child, and I'm okay by myself. So I didn't really build those type of connections with uh with my mother. I just couldn't, but like deeper connections like that until I was a little bit older, right? So I'm okay sitting in my loneliness and talking through it with the divine, and working through it that way. That's my first start. Some people need to go and like get it, have bounce it off somebody so they can get some ideas and whatnot. Don't feel bad about doing that. Don't feel bad about doing that. Just make sure you tell the person that you're looking for solutions, right? And if you're just looking to vent, make sure you tell them that too, right? So they can be prepared, because a lot of people will come to me to vent and I start giving solutions and they'll be like, no, I just want to vent. I'm like, well, you should have started with that, because my brain is on solution mode. Like, you know, tell people what you need, right? In that moment, especially if you're coming to them out of loneliness, you're looking to connect. You tell them like, hey, I just want to talk. I just want to hang out or whatever. As long as it's for your highest good, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I love how it turns into birds. Oh, this is my other favorite card. I, this is just beautiful. I love this whole entire deck. But like, I have a couple favorite cards. And y'all saw two of them. But just kind of keep that in mind when it comes to like loneliness or whatnot. I mean, including love. Like, you can love, and nobody say anything was wrong with that. You just gonna be loving from where you are. That's it. And if the love you with helps you heal more, you gonna love more. I mean, real simple. Real simple. We don't have to make things harder than they already are, right? The world wants to be hard on us as it is. We don't have to be even harder on ourselves. Y'all, I ain't the biggest fan of spiders. So you can imagine what happened when I saw this card. Go ahead, laugh. I don't care. I can't hear you. just just know that like I yeeted this fucking card. I fucking was just like, but it went further. Shit, I myself choke. I fucking like yeeted it across my desk. I can laugh now, but Jesus. Oh, I'm moving the mic. Sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't mean to be coughing in your ear, but if you know me, if you know me, and you saw me go like this and just yeet, it was it was quite the experience. I promise you. Um, clear my fucking throat. This is another one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites. It's the energy. And the cards came like that. Like it came with this very beautiful, deep energy. Um, and that's another thing. When you're lonely, find, use the tools you have, right? You have all these like tarot or oracle or Lenormand or even like crystals, bones. Go use your tools to help you figure out what's going on and what you can do to move past it, right? Now I'm saying this, and I probably should have like warned you before you got to this. I think this is the only card that's really like this. If you're not like a face paint clown type of thing, even though this isn't a clown, this can trigger some people. Um, just be mindful of that. I think this is like the only card that's like that though. Regardless, it still feels good. And in this deck, we done talking about loneliness, y'all. Spirit said we were done, so we're done. In this deck, though, I love, if you've noticed, air cards are usually swords, right? Um, in most decks, the element of air is usually tied to swords. It's all mental, right? It's all thought patterns. None of this really suggests pain, right? Because if you know, like the Ten of Swords is usually like some deep shit. This is breath of life. This is like bringing yourself back to life. So it's kind of the opposite. And I think that's one of the other things I love about this deck is that it takes cards that normally have a negative connotation to them and brings a brighter light to it. So it's not so scary, right? So it's not so heavy on the person. So I do like this for that. Oh, these cards are gorgeous. But anywho, I'm curious what y'all think about loneliness. So comment, please tell me. You can email me if you want to. I don't give a shit. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. I'm curious what you guys think on just loneliness versus being alone, right? Or what you do to navigate loneliness. I'm curious. It might help someone else. That's why I said comment. But if you don't feel comfortable putting there, you can totally email me or whatever. But I'm just curious how you guys combat it. Um, I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the switch and how the images are. Uh, like just be straight up with me. Like you know what I mean? Like just keep it simple. But I also recognize that certain images were created to be that way. So um, I've been able to maneuver through this deck pretty easily. And now that I can mix it because I'm showing y'all the deck, it's gonna be even better. Now this is another favorite card. Did y'all even see that last card? Did I have it in frame? Okay. This is another favorite card. Here's why. So as someone who never really had like that mother-daughter connection, I get that through the divine. I got it through my grandma, but it was mainly through the divine. And it's always felt this way. It's always felt as if I had this like security blanket feeling with the divine. Not gonna lie, when I saw this, don't y'all probably started laughing as soon as I said that. I was like, what in the what is this card? Because it's complex as I don't know how. Like, I don't know what. But when you really look at it, it makes sense. And it took me a minute because I was so stuck on this and this. I was like, what? And then what? And then where's the rest? Because I was like, where's the other? Like, I'm missing something. I felt like I was missing something, but really it wasn't. I ended up looking at this card as if it's just like the totality of family, of the collective, if you will. So some of these cards might throw you if you get this deck or if you have this deck. Right? Again, it's been out for a while. I have been wanting it for a while, and I finally got my hands on it. So it is a very, very, very beautiful deck, and the energy of it is just beautiful. This is another favorite. Even though this is black and white, and if you guys been here long enough, you know my gifts. I only see the color that comes out, and the way it comes out is just it's a party for my eyes. It's a party for my eyes. Another one. I think the way different cultures are depicted in these cards are just and on each card, I meant to mention this, it tells you what this is. Seven Sisters of the Moon, and Diana Denslow, however she pronounced. She did this in 1991. 1991. Okay, I was 7 when this when this image was created. But look at it. Look at it. It's just a beautiful deck. It's a beautiful deck. But anyway, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Just staying hydrated, I hope. Eating well, I hope. Right? Being kind to yourself and to others, I hope. Because I judge you if you're not. I will. You already know I will. I'm that person. This is just a really beautiful deck. The energy is just lovely. And like I said, it came that way. And then I think whatever energy you give to it really sticks and kind of holds into it. So I'm pretty sure I'm feeling some of my energy in here too from the amount of times that I have used this deck. But it's just so pretty. Aha. Here's my other favorite card. It reminds me of Pele. Mm, it just does. And I can't shake that. And so I'm just going to hold that in there. And this is Solstice Aloha. And Robin Waters created this in 2000. I just felt Pele in this. That's what I felt all up in here. But even throughout here, so like this is the whole image. I felt it all the way around. So there's that. There's that deck. Um, Again, I'll put the link on where to get it in the description. And with that being said, I wish you all the brightest of blessings. Bye.